Sports Stars Magazine here with Sue Phillips, Archbishop Mitty, back-to-back Vincent Cannizzaro Division champions here at the Nike Tournament of Champions. I mean, obviously for the thrill ride that was last year, this was as just defining a moment for a group that's obviously still evolving.
Correct.
But I mean, to see young women like Emma and Malia and Sophia, I mean, like those seniors that you had last year will never be replaced, but seeing women really take advantage of their opportunity on the big stage, like how powerful is that for now, but also for later in the year?
Well, we talked about this at the beginning of the tournament. We're here in this division and have elevated the program because we stood on the shoulders of the people who came before them. And so what we're trying to do is stand on the shoulders of ourselves now and providing that platform for the teams that come after us. So it was incredibly empowering to see the development of our youngsters that come in and step on this stage and not just, survive the game, but actually thrive and flourish and play some great basketball.
Most definitely. I know that if you have even 10 minutes to put together a game plan, you and your amazing staff will, but with such a quick turnaround, right? And obviously, yesterday was an emotional game against a great Mater Dei team, and then even more emotional game today. You and your staff are going to be as prepared as any group in the United States, but just when it's such a quick turnaround, like, what are you really trying to drill into them, like just in terms of the keys?
Well, our scheduling actually was advantageous. We play Ontario Christian in 2 weeks,
yes.
And so we had a lull before our draw for this tournament. So we spent 2-3 days preparing for them because we knew we would play them eventually.
Right.
So we actually had some time to work on them. So some of the things weren't new, and we discussed the game plan at shoot-around this morning. But the kids have just shown tremendous focus and ability to adjust quickly with different opponents and personnel. So all the credit goes to the players.
Most definitely. So obviously we can see this, this amazing Mitty team win a 73-72 game against Skyline High last year. We can see them win 83-77 against Clackamas in overtime and an all-time classic earlier in the week. But in consecutive days, to hold a great Mater Dei team to 42 and then an incredible, just explosive Ontario Christian team to under 40, I don't think that your defense gets nearly the respect and the recognition that it deserves. So to do that in consecutive days, like just, how meaningful is that for you to watch them, really just, hone in at that end of the floor?
I do think we played some terrific defense, but I would also be remiss if I didn't mention this is the fourth game in 4 days, and that team, Ontario Christian, those kids played a lot of minutes, so I think with fresh legs they probably shoot the ball a little bit better. So I don't want to discredit that.
Yeah.
I think that played a part. But that's not to say we didn't play some great scatter report defense.
Most definitely. To that point, I appreciate the incredible amount of humility, having the blessing of talking with Emma and T and McKenna. Like, they know that January 4th is on the calendar, and they also know that a potential third act in March is could be on the calendar. Just how are you hoping that they enjoy this and celebrate this because they deserve it, but also realize hey, we can get better and we're going to need to get better because we're going to see them again?
Well, it's short-sighted to even assume that we will be there in March. We have to. There's teams in NorCal who can beat us. There's teams in SoCal that they have to get through that are amazing. So we can't get ahead of ourselves. And at the end of the day, we need to prepare for St. Joe's, which is the Friday before Ontario Christian. Then it's Ontario Christian. So it's our job as a coaching staff to keep them focused on the next one, because that's all we can do, and think about being better tomorrow than we are today. That's our focus.
Well, that's going to be a tough act, Sue Phillips, because the last 4 days were pretty brilliant.
We will enjoy this. Don't get me wrong. We're going into the holidays. We're going to enjoy this.
Last thing for you.
Yes.
They always say it's one thing to get there, it's another thing to stay there. Since the High game in 2022, this team has won 10 consecutive games and back-to-back titles in the toughest tournament in the United States. Like, for everything that you have been a part of at Mitty, just how special is that they just continue to contribute to the 27-year fabric of this tournament?
Yeah, until you've been a part of this tournament as a player and a coach and actually see the gauntlet of this Vincent Cannizzaro Division, I'm not sure you can truly appreciate how, and we talked about it yesterday, it is so hard to just even get to this game, let alone win it.
Because George Rogers Clark is really good too, and that's the first game.
100%. That's what we said. I was like, don't get it twisted. We're playing one of the top teams out of Kentucky. And if we don't show up and stay focused for 32 minutes,
And then it's maybe the best player in
Yes,
certainly not
Jazzy's-
Oregon right now, but
Jazzy's
maybe Oregon
fantastic.
ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's an incredible accomplishment, and we will make sure that they appreciate what they've done and celebrate it because they should.
Awesome. Sue, always an honor. Have a great holiday.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Likewise. Appreciate it.